What's going on, buddy?
All is good, mate. Happy Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. Premiership
Yeah, happy
starts.
Friday
I'm
to you.
excited.
It's pissing down with rain here. What's it like
Oh,
there?
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a bit of rain last night, but today's been nice, warm, sunny. So we should have a nice weekend with no rain, which is good. We've had it all week.
What's what's that yellow number you've got on?
This is represents the sunshine. Obviously, we haven't had sunshine for 2 weeks, and represents the best club in North London.
What year is that?
Oh, mate, do you know what? This is quite ironic. This is the year when I first started supporting Spurs. So we're going
Really?
back to, I think we're going back to
76?
1990, early 90s, I would say. This is
Fucking
the
hell.
era that we had Teddy Sheringham, Gary Mabbott, Eric
Yeah.
Torsved. Gascoigne might have worn this kit as
I was
well.
gonna say, I swear I remember Gazza wearing that shirt.
Gazza might have worn this one as well. Yeah, well, it's the Holston Pills, mate. Sorry about the boobs.
Yeah.
Mate,
I've got.
I've washed it once and it's super tight already.
I don't have it. All my shirts are in storage because all our stuff's arriving next week from Portugal. So I don't have any
Oh,
of my shirts. So I've put the scarf up. You got to start somewhere, and I've got Starboy.
yeah, nice, mate. Nice.
But
I was
so
wondering, I was
look, I
wondering,
thought,
I was very
hey,
surprised that you wouldn't have an Arsenal kit, mate.
mate, I've got a few. I've got a few shirts, but they're all in the container being shipped over, so they don't arrive till next week. So hopefully by next week I can put one on.
I reckon they're gonna be
Um,
tight like this one.
yeah, they probably will be a
You
bit
put a
tight.
few kgs on since Portugal.
What about all your training?
I'm
Oh, you're talking
smacking
about me, you cheeky flip.
it. Dodgy me.
Um, So what I thought we'd do is why don't we just do a quick little intro for the one or two people that will view this first video.
Yeah,
So as you know, I've been hounding you to do something like this for probably a couple of years now. We started off as work colleagues back in like 2012.
yeah.
Both love our football, and we always talk kind of family life, and there's always a bit of football wrangled in there too.
Wait. A bit of football, man. You've been abusing me since I've known you.
True,
Abusing me. Like
true.
I could actually call the police and get an harassment charge on you.
Well, I mean, not that I've had much to brag about. I mean, I was just thinking because I thought what might be a good way to kind of kick the show off was to kind of talk about when we first started supporting the team and why, and then kind of listing off like two or three of our best moments, and then
Yeah,
maybe our worst moment. So you
yeah.
you go.
Quick intro. So, I've been in Australia 15 years. I left London just before I was 30. Born in Italy, Napoli, beautiful city, and then raised in beautiful London. So I've been quite fortunate. I've lived in three great cities. Well, I don't remember living in Naples, but yeah, anyway. So raised in London, 6 months old, and yeah, I might just tell you why I support Spurs. So I was pretty much brought up around South London, an area
Yeah,
called Tulse Hill, which
yeah,
is about 10-minute drive to Crystal Palace. All my mates, well, pretty much most of my mates are either Crystal Palace or Arsenal fans. There's a couple of token Liverpool fans. So I have to confess, growing up, I did go and watch a few Palace games and I did have a little bit of a soft spot for Palace, but there was a pivotal moment. My brother took me to a soccer school camp for about 3 days at Tottenham Hotspur's training ground. I got to
yeah.
meet all the players. I went to watch Spurs play QPR. We beat them 2-1. And that's where my love of Spurs came. I just remember seeing Teddy Sheringham, Darren Anderton, Sol Campbell, should I say. But I just remember when I was at the lane and they were singing, "Oh, when the Spurs go marching." And I've never felt this feeling. Obviously, being young, I don't know what sort of sensation I got. I've got this real cold chill up my spine. And I just remember looking at my brother and I was like, I love this club. I love this team. I want to support them. And then I just came out of the stadium and I went to school. I told one of my best friends, Leon, who's a mad Palace fan, that I support Spurs, and he was absolutely dead. It's like splitting up with your girlfriend. He was so pissed.
So
And yeah, so fell
has
in
your
love with
brother
Spurs.
apologized to you yet? Has your brother
No, mate,
apologized?
mate, honestly, we're in a WhatsApp group and I still get ribbed from him about it. So, yeah, and yeah, supported Spurs ever since. And then as I got older, I started going to watch the games, but because Crystal Palace stadium's literally 10, 15 minutes from my house. I still went and watch Palace as well.
Palace is one of those clubs. I think everyone has a soft spot for Palace. Like I
Yeah,
love Palace.
mate, love, amazing club, great supporters as you'll see now. But growing up, just a beautiful club. Oh, they've always had great players. And I mean, as a kid, you'd go to their stadium, and the access to the players' lounge or the players' changing rooms, literally they would park their car and you'd have free access to the players, and the players
Yeah,
would always make time for the players. Just a beautiful club, really good club,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so stoked for them. All the success they're getting. I mean, obviously they've
Yeah,
won
I
two
mean,
trophies. I mean, it's incredible what they've done. So
it's crazy, but it's at the same time, it's a shame like that. You feel like they're just at a point. We shouldn't turn this into a Palace show, but you feel like they're just at a point where like they could really kind of go on and do something bigger and better. But it looks like Gay's about to go. It looks like Eze's going somewhere. Like, but I guess that's the reality of a club like Palace, right?
yeah, but funny you say that, because we're going to talk about our top six, and I'm actually going to throw a bit of a mix in there, and I'm
Oh,
actually
yeah,
going to go with Crystal Palace because I really rate their manager.
yeah,
I think he's a great man. I think he's done a great job with the players he's got, the budget he's got. He's just brought. I mean, look, he's had a bit of a rocky start. I think Palace were, last season they started the season pretty much in a relegation zone, and then I think once he started to get a bit of momentum with the players, they started gelling. Eze, Meta, is that Meta up front, the tall
yeah.
guy?
Mateta, yeah,
Mateta. And then they started gelling, and they're just a tough team to beat now. And on the counter attack, they're just dangerous, absolutely
yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah, I
So,
don't mind that shout. Right, so give me your top two and your worst ever moment as a Tottenham fan.
I wanted to find out about you. What made you
Oh,
support Arsenal?
okay. I mean, I don't have the. Obviously, I wasn't born in London, so I don't have that kind of claim to fame as an Arsenal fan. But was born in Switzerland. My dad's Swiss, my mum's Australian. We moved to the UK when I was about 3 or 4, and I actually had my appendix out when I was about 10. And my godmother came to visit me, and she brought me a signed Arsenal shirt from almost, I think, the whole team back then. So this is around 96, 95, 96. So the Ian Wrights,
Yeah, Paul
Bergkamp was
Merson,
on there,
Alan Smith,
Bold, Tony Adams,
yeah,
Seaman.
Seaman. Yeah,
And
what a
so
team.
it was the
Dixon,
first time I'd ever
Whittingham.
really been given anything in terms of like football merchandise, and so I just was like, right, this is my team, and I just started following them. And those first, I mean, between '96 and 2004, I mean, Arsenal were, I mean, I was spoiled.
Unstoppable.
So I thought I'd picked the right team. Everything was rosy, and that's what I thought. Football fan was. I thought that's what it was like. You just followed your team, and they won trophies. So
Wish it was that easy.
yeah, which the last 20 years has proved is not the case. So that's where I became an Arsenal fan, off the back of someone gifting me
Have you
an
been to
Arsenal shirt.
Highbury? Did you ever get to Highbury?
I never got to Highbury. I've been to Emirates a few times, but I never got
Yeah.
to Highbury. I walked around Highbury, but I never went to a game. But back in those days, like we just had such sexy players like Ian Wright, Overmars. You had the back four: Tony Adams, Seaman, Bold, Keown,
Lundberg. What
Winterburn,
about Freddie?
Lundberg, Perez,
Yeah.
Vieira. I mean,
Ashley Cole.
Petit, Ashley Cole. Like it was just
Yeah.
honestly back in those days. That's why it's so hard now as an Arsenal fan to kind of watch what I've watched the last 12, 15 years. It's like,
Yeah.
my initial memory of Arsenal, or my experience of Arsenal, was just up here,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just don't know if we'll ever get back there, if I'm being brutally honest. But yeah, that's how I became an Arsenal fan, and it's been a roller coaster ever since.
But
But
to be
I'll tell
fair,
you, I'll
I
tell
was
you
going to
my
say,
top two moments. My top two moments was Tony Adams scoring against Everton on the last day of the
oh
season
yeah, yeah.
against Everton to put us
Mate,
4
he
0
hit
up. Where
that
he just
so good. Mate, that was a left foot. That was a left foot shot cracker.
Stevie Bold loop
Yeah,
over the top,
yeah.
Adams chest, left
Man.
foot, and he just out into the sun. And I just
Yeah,
thought, mate, it doesn't get any better than that.
I remember
And then
that.
the other one, I had to decide between clinching the league in '04 at your boys' ground,
Yeah.
or Sol Campbell coming out with Mr. Wenger.
Oh,
They're,
yeah.
they're probably my top moments. My worst moments, Champions League final
Yeah.
in '06. That was,
Barcelona.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
painful.
That was.
Lehman getting sent off after like 16 minutes. And
What a
then
hothead, Lehman, isn't it?
and
Crazy.
then I'd say the 8-2 against Manchester United. That was
That was a
horrendous.
big result. Big result.
What about yourself?
Well, okay. Best and worst moment as a fan. Okay. I'm gonna say my worst moment when we lost the league to Leicester. Honestly, I really thought we were gonna actually do it, and got a friend over here, Ben Wilson, who's a Leicester fan, mad Leicester fan, in fact. And probably 10 games in, I actually thought deep down we can actually do this. We've got this, and but Leicester were unstoppable that season. They were picking up points, grinding out results, and they were winning. And we just went the opposite way. We just started Spursy, typical. That's probably where the names came from. We just
Yeah.
started choking, dropping points, losing confidence, and we just started dropping down the table. And I actually thought the first time in my, in my lifetime that I probably thought we can actually win this
Good
Premier
God.
League. That was our best chance, right? Arsenal were out of it. Liverpool, United, Chelsea, City, no one was there to be seen. It was just a two-horse race, and we absolutely flunked it. So, yeah, so that's probably one of my worst moments. And then I'm gonna have to say my best moment. It's got to be the win, the European win recently, and there's a number of factors for that. I mean, the first thing, Ange Postecoglou. As much as everyone, criticized him, the guy was an absolute colossus. The amount of stick, and I just remember seeing these press conferences after press conference, and the way he just stood firm, stuck in his ways, and he didn't get beaten down by because the UK press is tough. Honestly,
Yeah.
they can really beat you down, and Ange just really held his own, and I was really impressed by that. But then for someone to stick their neck on the line, Nick, and just say, do you know what, I'm going to win a trophy in season 2 and absolutely deliver it. I'll take my hat off to the guy, and I've got so much respect. So yeah, that was definitely one of my highlights. And I'm actually gutted because I actually thought we were going to lose against United. I didn't even get up to watch it because I thought, I'm going to absolutely be disappointed. And then I just remember waking up in the middle of the night, close to the end of the game, and seeing that we've won it. And then I thought, fuck, I couldn't believe it. I mean, when you've been disappointed for so many years, it's an unreal realization. I mean, like, I
So what?
thought
You
literally,
genuinely didn't think you'd beat United?
I didn't think we would. Just didn't would. Yeah, didn't think we would. I
What?
mean,
Just on pedigree and history and just.
well, do you know? Remember the lead up to that final, right? We were losing games in the league. We couldn't. We went on a losing run for about 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
United was still winning games at that point as well. So in the league, they probably had the upper hand to us. So I just thought going into that final, United with the pedigree they've got, they win big games. They're a bigger club. Our history with Man United is a little bit up and down. I'd feel more confident with Man City. We always seem to beat City. But with Man United, they always seem to have the upper hand with us. So I just thought, you know what, they're going to do it. And yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah, look, I mean, there's no way I wanted you to win that match, but I mean, I would say it's probably one of the worst matches I've ever seen.
yeah, agreed.
But at the end of the day, who cares, right? So,
Exactly. Exactly.
I can understand why that would be your favourite. So, why don't we move quickly in? Because obviously there was a pretty big game yesterday. So, before we kind of get into the show and kind of looking forward, do you want to just give me a quick rundown of what you thought yesterday's match was?
Yeah, look, I actually watched the game and watched the interviews as well. And I have to say, look, I, I think for 80, I think for 80 minutes, might agree with this. We played very, very well. Defensively, I think Thomas Frank, his tactics were phenomenal. Set pieces, we were spot on. We were aggressive. We were winning. Look, 2 of the goals came from set pieces, right? Our corners. Even I've never seen Spurs with a long throws. They were doing long throws, things that I've never seen. Free kicks. So defensively, I love these tactics. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, 2 up front. And I think, do you know what? Richarlison, he had a good game, and I'm not really enjoying what I'm seeing at the moment. What Franks is doing with Richarlison. Richarlison's now not wasting any time. The ball will come to him. He's hitting the ball first time. He's having a crack. He's not taking 3 or 4 touches, head down. He's actually having a crack. So I've got a feeling this season he's going to get a few goals for us. He's starting to look a little more like the player that we brought from Everton.
He's a confidence player, right?
He's a confidence player. Like, he's had some mental health issues as well, right? So he's had a lot to deal with from that
Yeah.
aspect. Yeah, so look, PSG, mate, it's happening. You've played football. I've played football. You're winning 2-0, 5 minutes to go. The other team score, mate, automatically, if you play football, you'll know this, your confidence and the whole team's confidence is just drained. You just know the other team got the upper hand. And then
Yeah.
you can just slowly see PSG getting more dominant and as the game was coming to an end, and then they scored the equaliser, and then I think by the time the players were deciding who's taking penalties, they'd already checked
Well,
out and
and
bottled it.
also penalty shootout. I mean, it's a lottery, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
look, this is probably the only video where I'll be friendly and hold fire on you boys. But I've got to say, I watched the friendly that we played against you in, was it Hong Kong?
Yeah,
And I've got to say, I was actually really impressed by you boys. Like, you had good shape. Every player seemed to know what they were doing. People were working hard off the ball, on the ball. And I think you're right. Like, Thomas Frank, from me, like, I loved Big Ange, because he's Australian, he's a character. But I just think at the end of the day, I just don't think he was up to... He was so set in his ways. And that's fine to an extent. But if it's not working, you have to be able to find a different way to get a result. And I think what I like about Thomas Frank is he's got different ways to play.
100%.
And he's not scared to change things. So I think Tottenham... I don't necessarily know where you guys will finish, but I think you'll have a much better season than last season. I think you'll be a much harder team to beat.
I reckon we're going to be. I reckon we're going to be a top 6 this year. I don't think we're going to crack the top 4. I don't think we're capable. We need signings. If we don't, we missed out on Jack Grealish, obviously, and I'd love to have it. We need a flair player. We need an Izzy. We need someone that's on the ball that's going to create a bit of magic. We don't have that at the moment. We've got capable players, good defence, an okay keeper that on his day is one of the best keepers, I think. But midfield, without Maddison, we're going to struggle. He's our mini Modric.
Because I was going to ask you, like, where are you seeing the squad at the moment, and what's your kind of views? Like, for example, I agree, Maddison's a huge loss. When I look at the Tottenham team, and I don't know it in and out, but I agree with you. Like, I think your keeper on his day can be great. When he's not having a good day, he can look a bit all over the joint. Defensively, you look pretty sound. I think Paulinho's a good addition to that kind of midfield, but and I think Kudus is, for me, I would have taken Kudus at Arsenal.
Kudus is great.
He's legit.
Yeah.
But I think striker, up front, Solanke, I don't think he's the answer for me, personally. And I think you definitely need to replace Maddison, for sure.
Do you know what I like Solanke? He's a bit of a poacher. I think as a defender, if I was marking Solanke, I think he would be a tough marker. He's strong on the ball. He's quick. He's good in the air. He's good with his feet as well. I think he's fairly clinical. But I do like Solanke. I think he'll get the service. But I think, it'll be interesting how him and Kudus kind of connect and pair up with each other. I think they might complement each other.
So, for example, what do you think you need to bring in before the end of the window? Like, what positions?
Mate, we've got so many gaps. Like, if I look at our starting 11, there's a pretty good starting 11. Mate, I look at our bench. Our bench is fairly weak, very weak, in fact. And we're going to be playing Champions League. We're going to try and compete in the league. I mean, there's four or five tournaments we're trying to compete. We don't have the depth of squad to compete, especially in that Champions League. So, mate, we realistically need 3 or 4 players and top quality players. We need to spend at least 150, 200 million at the moment. But I can't see that happening realistically.
Mainly in the front side? Or right across?
Mainly in the front side. Look, so I think defence-wise, Romero,
Danzo,
Vandermeer, all good. No concerns there. Porro. I think our defence...
Ted Spence is a player.
Yeah, mate, he's look towards the back end of last season. He had a good number of games. Pre-season, he's looked a bit dodgy, and then against Paris Saint-Germain, he didn't have a.
I thought he looked alright against Paris. No, you don't think so?
I wasn't sure, to be honest. I don't know. I wasn't sure.
Fair enough.
So defense. Look, I think defensively we're fine. Midfield, look, Bizoma needs to work on his punctuality. Obviously, I mean, he's but he's a big asset for us. Paulinho, like you said, he was a cracking player at Fulham, went to Bayern Munich, and obviously didn't get in the team. But I don't think he suited their playing style anyway. But hopefully after about 4 or 5 games, he'll start getting a bit of momentum. So look, I think we need signing a creative midfielder, and maybe that's the thing up front as well. I mean, we could do. I
don't think between Richarlison and Solanke, I don't think you've got enough goals there to get you in that top four.
Nah.
Because Kudus isn't. Kudus might give you like 8-10 goals. Who else have you got? You don't have Madison. Kulusevski, he might get you 5 to 10.
He's injured a lot of
He's
the time.
injured a lot. So where are the goals going to come from?
He doesn't really chip in with many goals as well.
So I definitely, in my opinion, you need some goals in that team.
Yeah. And then the young lad, we got Bergvall, who's a good player. Good player. So hopefully he started. I mean, we saw a lot of promise. He had a really good season. In fact, I think got our young player of the season as well. So
where's he playing that kind of 10 role?
Yeah. So I think he got injured as well. So he kind of started tapering up towards the end of the season as well. But he's got phenomenal potential as well. So
you're basically sitting here saying you want at least 3 players through the door before the window ends.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? What are you thinking signing wise this year? I mean, you guys have been pretty active in the market. Are you happy with the signing you got?
Yeah, but see, I'm getting pissed off with listening to people talk about Arsenal because I actually don't think we've done anything too special. Like we've 5 players have gone out the door and we've brought 6 in. So we're only 1 player up on what was already a lightweight squad last season that couldn't compete against all the competitions. And when I look at who we've brought in, the only 2 players that I think slightly move the needle are Zubimendi and Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres, yes, without question, he's an improvement on Havertz. Zubimendi, I think, is a really good player, but the reality was Thomas Partey was one of our best players last season.
Yeah.
So is he going to come in and be as good or better than Thomas Partey in his first season? I'm not sure.
I've been watching clips of the young kid that you guys got, the 17. Oh my God, what a player.
Mate, he's 15. Yeah, he's 15.
Sorry,
He's
15.
But again, like I'm torn on that because on one hand I'm really proud that we've got a 15-year-old with that much potential and quality. But on the other hand, I'm like, if we're trying to compete for the Premier League and the Champions League, we shouldn't be getting excited about 15-year-old or relying on a 15-year-old. And my problem is...
Look what Everton did with Rooney, right? When Rooney was 15, they just brought him in. And to be honest, if the player's got the ability... The only thing is, like we always say about young players, it's about keeping them grounded and humble. Because if you bring them out too soon into the spotlight, it can get dangerous. And some players go one way or the other. But the guy, I mean... I think he played every game for you in pre-season. He's been excellent.
He got between 20 and 30 minutes in every pre-season game. Yeah.
There you go.
And every time he came on, he was practically the most effective player on the pitch. So that's a really good positive. The problem with me, mate, is we just haven't done enough. Like if this would have been last season, before last season, I would have been quite happy. But when you look at what Liverpool have done, when you look at what City have done, when you look at where Chelsea are, I don't think we've brought in enough needle movers to genuinely say, yeah, we can go and win the Premier League. So in my opinion, what we still need, I want Eze. I know it's looking like he's potentially going to you boys, but I think...
I disagree. I think he's going to you guys. He's an Arsenal fan, right? So
yeah, he was from our academy.
Yeah.
We let him go. So yeah. I personally want to see Eze because I think, for starters, if Odegaard has the season he had last season, we're in big trouble. So I'd like to take
your captain, mate. Odegaard, no way.
Did you see what Tony Adams said yesterday?
I did see that. That's why I said that. I jumped on Tony Adams' comment.
Mate, I love Tony Adams, and if there's anyone from Arsenal's history who can talk about anything Arsenal related, it's him. But I don't see the benefit of doing that in public. So anyway,
I don't know. Maybe it's too big of a responsibility for him. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's like in the changing room, on the pitch.
No one knows. Like, okay, he's not your old school Tony Adams captain, but no one knows what he does off the pitch, and he definitely is the mouthpiece for Arteta on the pitch from a tactical point of view. I don't know. He's
quite traditional, right? Personally, I always love seeing a centre back being a captain, a John Terry, Ledley King. Tony Adams.
Yeah, because you can see what's
see everything, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's how Baresi, Maldini.
Yeah.
They're just. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. As I said, I'm 44, mate. I've got a bit of a traditional head sometimes.
Yeah. No, mate. I don't disagree with you. Like, the problem is if you take the captaincy off Odegaard, I just don't know what that does to the group. Like, what does that do to Odegaard? And it's a tricky one because don't get me wrong. If it was my choice, I'd go with either Declan Rice or Gabriel at the back. Yeah. I think for me, they're they're the type of captains I'd want to see.
I
But
agree.
but in terms of what I want, and people might think I'm being too greedy, but I want Rodrigo or Leao on the left, and I want Eze. That's what I want. If we're talking about winning the Premier League or trying to win the Champions League, that's what I think we need.
Have you seen much of Rodrigo? Because to be honest, I don't know much of him. He's not really been in this in Real Madrid starting
Yeah,
lineup.
I'm like every fan. You watch what you watch on YouTube. You try and watch a few bits here and there when you watch Real Madrid live. I think the simple thing is he's better than Martinelli or Trossard. We have to get an improvement on Martinelli and Trossard, and I think he is an improvement on those two players.
Mate, but Trossard though, mate, honestly, he'll come off the bench and you'll 9 times out of 10 he'll score for you.
Yeah,
He's got a good return rate, mate. I have to say. I mean, he's a good squad player, I reckon.
yeah, I think he's a good squad
Yeah.
player as well. But
Yeah.
if the reports are true that we have to get rid of some players,
Yeah.
then if we're talking about getting rid of him to bring in a Leao or a Rodrigo, I'm personally doing it because Trossard is a bit hot and cold, and he's had 3 years of trying to get that left wing to be his own position, and he hasn't done it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're trying to be top four, keep Martinelli, Trossard, cool, whatever. But if we're actually trying to win something, I don't think they're the answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not.
But you
I'm
never
not.
know, mate. It can be an unpredictable. Look at Liverpool. They've spent over 250 million, right? And they played Palace, and Palace played them off the park, I think.
Yeah.
And look, it's only a Community Shield. It's still a final. They brought a lot of their big signings on, and Palace absolutely bossed that game by the looks of it.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I mean, they will definitely take a while for Liverpool to gel. So why don't we move into? Tell me who you think your top six is.
right, top six, right? And this is going to pain me to say it, right? But Chelsea, I reckon Chelsea are going to do some damage next season.
I agree, mate. I
Yeah.
agree.
I think they've got some great players, and the manager's had that first season. He started off strong. They had a bit of a blip, and then they finished strong. They've won a few trophies. Mate, their game against Paris Saint-Germain, absolutely. They blew my mind. They played fantastic. Like, tactically, technically. Like, Cole in that game, mate, he was making some of those players look silly. So Chelsea.
Well, you think they're gonna do it? You think they're gonna come first?
Do you know what? I think it's actually going to be Chelsea Liverpool. We're going to go for it. That's my prediction. Chelsea Liverpool 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Man City and Arsenal 3 and 4.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Newcastle again. I just love Newcastle. I love the supporters. I love the
What?
team.
Even without Isaac?
I reckon they'll still do it, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
David Howe's a great manager. He'll make it work, mate. It's going to be a massive, massive loss to them, but they'll make it work. And then I'm going to go for a wild card. Like I said at the beginning, Crystal Palace is going to be my wild card.
So you don't have Tottenham in the top six?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about Manchester United? No, you don't think?
Nah. Don't think Man United as well. I think they're going to be in trouble again, mate.
I mean, it's hard because the window hasn't finished, so we don't know what these teams are going to do. But I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with much of what you've put there. My top six was I can't go past Liverpool. Like, they won it comfortably last year, and when you look at what they've brought in, I mean, the only thing with Liverpool is Salah and Van Dijk are 1 year older.
Yeah.
Like, can they play to the same level that they played at last year again? I'm not sure.
And mate, do you know what? And that's a really good question, because when I look at that game against Palace, they both look tired. They I mean, Van Dijk gave away the penalty, right?
Yeah.
And then Salah had a couple of chances and he just kind of hoofed it. And did he miss the penalty as well?
He did miss the penalty.
Yeah.
Because Salah to me is a bit of an ego player. I think he likes being the number one guy, and I think
definitely.
this season, with Wirtz, I can never say his name, Ekitike, and potentially Isak,
Yeah.
Salah might feel a little bit like, hang on a minute, I've got to share the sunshine now. So
Well, look at the situation he had with Mane. Why did Mane leave, right?
yeah,
It was all about the Salah show, right? So he never passed to him. And then Mane was a great player.
he was a proper player.
See, that's a player that I'd love to see at Spurs. Oh my god.
I think everyone would love to see a player like
Yeah.
him. So I'm going Liverpool.
Yep.
I think Chelsea. I agree with you. Like I can't believe I'm saying this when I think
I
about
know,
where
me
they
too.
were a year and a half ago. But the amount of quality that they've got in that squad
Yeah,
now, and they have so much depth. The only thing Chelsea don't have is a goalkeeper.
true. I'm
That's it,
surprised they haven't gone for Donnarumma.
mate. If I tell you what, if they were to sign Donnarumma, I
Yeah,
would give them as much chance of winning the league as Liverpool. It'd be
100%. I
neck and
agree.
neck.
Yeah. So
So
mate, he's
I'm
a
doing
great
Liverpool.
keeper as well. Solid.
Wait, sounds like he's going to go to City if they let Edison go.
I can't believe why Paris Saint-Germain are letting him go. I'm confused.
I think, yeah, I don't know because I think Enrique wants to play out from the back more, and I don't think he's considered much of a kind of a foot
Well,
goalkeeper.
mate, that's Guardiola style, right? Guardiola
Well, that's what I
expects
mean. That's
goalkeeper.
why it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's why I'm saying about Manchester United because he has also been loosely linked with Man U. So, if they were to
yeah.
sign him and that Belieber guy from
Mm.
from Brighton, I think they've got a pretty good squad there. But I'm
Yeah,
going
United's
Liverpool,
good.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, and then I had. I think you boys, if you make the right signings, I'm going to put you in fifth, and I think it's going to then be between either Man U or Newcastle. I'm going to go with Newcastle. So Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, Tottenham, and Newcastle. What about relegated?
Oh, relegation. Good question.
I've gone Burnley and Leeds,
Yeah,
and I think Wolves. Wolves have lost Cunha.
yeah. Do you know? I was going to say Wolves. I think you're right. Wolves, or even
They've lost.
Fulham,
They've
I'm
lost the
thinking.
left back to City as well.
Yes.
At Nuri or whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
ignore it. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they're in trouble.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say Wolves as well. I agree with you. I mean, again, Leeds are another club that I like, and I don't think they've. I think Leeds. They've been
Well,
quite
because
active. They've been quite active in the transfer market. That Leeds. I think they've signed like 9 or 10 players, so
yeah,
they're becoming coming to
I'm picking Sunderland to stay up because they've in my opinion they've done the best business of the three teams that have come up.
Yeah, they got what's his name? Old
Xhaka.
yeah, but they also got from Ajax who used to play for Liverpool, Henderson.
Oh, Henderson.
No, no, sorry. Did
Yeah.
he come there?
Oh no, he went to Brentford. He
Yeah,
went to
Brentford.
Brentford.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Yeah, I thought that was a good sign. I like Henderson.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Nottingham Forest. What do you reckon? They're gonna do it?
What? Go down?
Go down?
Nah.
Nah.
Wow. No, surely not.
I mean, they got rid of a well. Alanga's gone.
Alanga's gone. They've kept Gibbs White. They've just
Yeah,
signed that McAtee from Manchester City, who I think's a good player.
but then
Surely
then
you
they've
can't
got
go from nearly qualifying for the Champions League to being relegated. Surely,
but then they've got that Chris Wood up front. I mean, he's good, but they're probably relying. He had a good season last year. Can he do it again? I mean,
I just
Mr.
don't see how you go from nearly making the Champions League to being relegated. But I mean,
I mean, Tottenham and Man United have done that. So,
this is true. It's true.
what about Villa? Not get relegated, but
Well, this is what I wanted to talk to you about because I had a few hot topics that I wanted to kind of run by you before we
yeah,
wrapped up.
let's
So
go.
just give me your bottom three quickly.
All right, bottom three: Wolverhampton,
Yeah,
Burnley,
yeah.
and fuck it, Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Yeah,
You,
just because he didn't sell Gibbs White.
okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, top goal scorer.
Woo! Good question.
I can't go past Haaland. I mean, I'd love to sit here and say Gyökeres, but
I'm gonna go Gyökeres. Fuck it. Do you know what I heard though with Gyökeres? He scored most of his goals against the bottom 10 teams in the Portuguese league, and most of his goals were penalties. Is that right? Is that an accurate stat?
yeah,
Or
yeah, it is accurate. There's probably a little bit more color to it, but that's pretty accurate.
and
But
it,
mate,
and,
he dominated. Like, because I was living in Portugal for like two
yeah,
of those seasons. Like, when I say he dominated the league, like, I know it's the Portuguese league.
what's the
I'd be
Portuguese
happy
league
if
like? I've never watched it. How would you rate it?
it's better than it's well. Okay, yeah. I
Australia.
mean, it's probably yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can't lie. It's not better than the Italian. It's not better than the Spanish. It's not better
Or
than the
German.
French.
Or German.
Not better than the German.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, I get,
okay.
mate. I don't know. Is the honest answer. If
Yeah.
he
Okay.
gets
Okay.
15 to 20 goals, I'll be happy.
Mate. Do you know what the key thing we got? What we got to remember here, right? He's going to get service at Arsenal from the flanks down the
Yeah.
middle. So if you've got half an eye on goal, I reckon he'll get goals, mate. Honestly, like.
Yeah.
Look at Ian. I mean, I know I don't bring Ian Wright in, but Ian Wright, you give him half a sniff and he would bury it. So if this guy's got any bit of pedigree about him, however, up front, then he's going to get goals.
Yeah, I agree. I just think Haaland, it's a bit inevitable with Haaland, and he knows the league inside out. He didn't have a great season last year, and I still think he came second in the top. I'm going with
I
Haaland
just
for
don't rate.
me.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good player and great, but I'm not. I don't I don't rate him. I think he's
Oh no, I
overrated.
don't. From a football
Yeah,
point of view,
yeah.
I don't think he's an amazing all-round footballer, but
Nah,
he just knows how to score goals.
no, totally. I agree. Yeah.
Okay, next two questions before we wrap it up. Who do you think is going to be the kind of surprise hit of the season, or just the hit of the season in
Yeah,
general?
there's always one, isn't it? Surprise hit this season. Surprise hit of the season.
I'll go first because I've kind of thought about this before because I
Yeah,
was
go on,
setting
mate.
up the structure of the call, but I'm going to go with a mad one, and it pains me to say it because this would be typical of Arsenal, but I think Sesko might surprise everyone.
Mm,
I,
okay.
obviously, Arsenal it was Sesko, Gyökeres, and I said from day one, whichever player we don't get,
Yeah,
if he
we'll have him.
comes to the Premier League, he's going to bang. And I just
Yeah.
think Sesko, look, he might do what everyone's expecting, which is to kind of need time to find his feet, but I reckon he might just explode, you know?
Yeah,
So I'm going to go with Sesko, or I'm going to go with Saka because I think if we do bring in a left winger and we've now got Gyökeres, I think for the first time in like 3 seasons he won't have three players marking him.
mm. Yeah. It takes the distraction and yeah, the line, yeah,
Mate,
the
ev-
pressure off him.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean everyone's tactic against Arsenal is just put 3 man on Saka because we don't have to worry about anyone else.
yeah, true.
So
Yeah, mine's going to be a Chelsea player, unfortunately, but I'm going to have to go for Cole Palmer.
I had Palmer
He's,
down.
do you know what? He just makes it look easy, Nick. He just gets the ball
I know.
and he just floats, mate. And do you know what? Very different, but I just remember seeing Gianfranco Zola
Yeah.
at Chelsea as a kid, and Cole reminds me a little bit of him. Just the way he gets the ball and he
It's
just
just like this, huh?
yeah, I know. He just the way he just sways on it, the swagger that he's got. He's got. I love the arrogance he's got, the tricks, the flicks, the type of goals he scores. And Zola was the same.
Yeah.
And obviously Zola came and played for Naples for a long period, and we sold him to Chelsea. So I'm going to go for Cole Palmer. Yeah,
I think he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder as well because he got a lot of stick towards the back end of last season for not
yeah,
really contributing much. So yeah, I think
yeah,
that's a good shout. And
yeah.
what about disappointment or flop of the year?
Disappointment flop of the year. Ooh. God, that's a good one, mate.
I'm going with Kyle Walker at Burnley. I think,
That's a good shout.
mate, the way he left City halfway through the season when they were doing it tough, when he was
Yeah,
their captain and bailed out to Italy, and then it didn't work in Milan, and now all of a sudden he's at Burnley.
Nick. Sorry to jump in, mate, but you know that wasn't for footballing reasons why I done that.
What, the bailout?
Yeah, mate. You know he was having.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
know it
some.
was
He's got some.
personal
Yeah,
issues.
penis. Yeah, exactly.
But mate, he's the captain. He's the captain. You can't bail out when it's getting tough and you're the captain.
Yeah,
Well,
I know, mate. But yeah, I hear ya. But I think he's having a lot of personal problems, mate.
true. But
Um,
it was either Kyle Walker or potentially Arsenal. I think the wheels could properly fall off Arsenal this season.
oh, mate. I mean, the thing is, what do you think about Arteta? Do you reckon
Mate,
they'll consider getting rid of Arteta? If
so what Arteta's done for the football club, where you look at where we were when he came in, I'll be forever grateful. I think he's done an amazing job. And all these people who say, "Oh, Arsenal have to win, they must win," I don't necessarily agree with it. but he's just done a few too many things now where I'm like, you can't do that. Like, for example, Madueke, in my opinion, that cannot happen. And that was obviously his decision. Havertz, can't happen, his decision. And so I don't think he has to win the Premier League, but we have to be right up and amongst it. And we have to get a trophy. I don't care if it's an FA Cup or even a fucking Carabao Cup. I want to see something. But yeah, if we finish third or fourth, don't come anywhere near a trophy, then I'm wanting someone else.
Yeah, it's a tough one, mate. Because I mean, you guys, I have to say, been probably one of the most loyal clubs around, mate. They've stuck with Arteta, mate, and it's quite rare to see these days, to be fair. So
for me, last season was the first season where I genuinely said we are expected to really compete. And it didn't work out. So he's failed in one season, in my opinion. That's how I look at it. But this season, I think if we don't do anything, he's in big trouble.
So I'm trying to work out who my disappointment is. Trying to remember the guy's name. The guy that Man United signed from Brentford, the striker.
Mwemo.
Yeah, Mbeumo. Yeah. I'm going to go with him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you make that leap from a mid-table team to a big club like United, the expectation can be too much, and I just think it's gonna be. And Man United are in turmoil, in my opinion. I mean, they've signed some good players at the moment, but they've done that in the last few seasons, right? And it's not about the names anymore, right? It's about how they connect and gel. What's the culture? The cultural fit, right? And I just don't feel Man United players in the last, I'm going to go far back, the last 10 years, they don't play for the badge, mate. They're playing for their paycheck there. And, players like Ferdinand, Giggs and Beckham and Scholes and Neville and stuff, it was in their blood, mate. It was in their DNA for playing for Man United. And I just don't see that any day.
But do you think you get that anymore in football anyway?
No, you see that in teams, mate. You're definitely seeing that in teams at the moment. I mean, look, you see it now on Arsenal players, right? You can see that passion, that hunger. You're seeing it with teams like Liverpool as well, Crystal Palace. People actually love the club they play for. But yeah, the Man United players are.
I mean, I reckon Manchester get off light, in my opinion. Like, for me, this season they have no excuse not to finish in that top six. They're playing one game a week. They've signed some proper players. They've spent money. They've supposedly got one of the hottest young coaches in Europe. Like, for me, they should be finishing top six.
Yeah, but so it'll be an interesting season for them, honestly.
Okay, so what I thought we could do is...
Just thinking about it, I'm getting excited for the weekend, mate. Can't wait.
I'm looking at the fixtures now. So what I thought we'd do is each week we'll pick who we think is going to win.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a little reward at the end of the season, maybe a little $100, and it can go towards a new shirt or something like that, or some merch.
What, are you trying to say my shirt's too tight?
Might have to go up to a large.
XX. I'll have to go TK Maxx and buy a new top.
Right, so I just want the winner. We don't need to do goals and all that kind of shit. Just who you think is going to win, or if you think it's going to be a draw. So Liverpool, Bournemouth.
Okay, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Liverpool win.
Yeah, I'm going with
Who do you
Liverpool.
think?
Yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Especially after losing the
Mate, what? Just randomly, why don't we just do a little Sky bet once we do these predictions and see how we go?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Aston Villa, Newcastle.
I think that's going to be a draw.
Yeah, I'm going with a Villa win.
Oh yeah. Oh, at home as well.
I feel for Eddie Howe. I'm like you. I think he's a great coach, and I think all this shit with Isak has been an unfortunate situation. And I don't think they've won a single preseason game.
Oh, has it been that bad?
Yeah, I think they've lost every preseason game. Brighton at home to Fulham.
Brighton at home to Fulham. I'm going to go. Fulham are one of those tricky little teams, right? They always nick points, right? I'm going to stick to a London club. Fulham, go on.
Fulham?
Yeah, Fulham win.
Okay. I might go a draw on that one.
Draw. Okay. Yeah, that's a fair call.
Sunderland at home to West Ham.
I don't like West Ham. Sorry.
Sunderland?
Yeah, Sunderland.
Yeah, me too. I'm going Sunderland. Your boys at home against Burnley. That's a lock-in, surely.
Yeah, Spurs, come on. Be a tricky one.
Wolves at home to Man City.
Yeah, Man City all the way.
Yeah, me too. Chelsea at home to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, oh, it's going to be tough. Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm still not a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, well, we both do. I'm going to say Chelsea 2. Nottingham Forest against Brentford.
London club, Brentford.
Okay. I'm going to go Forest. I think Brentford are in trouble this year, mate.
You're right. Yeah.
They've sold their captain to us, and
Yeah.
they've sold Embuemo to Manchester. Haven't they got
Yeah.
rid of another one? Isn't Wisser about to leave?
Wissa's about to
And
leave.
they've lost their manager.
And then Frank, yeah, obviously, yeah. So
Manchester United against Arsenal at Old Trafford.
what a juicy game. I'm gonna go Arsenal.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't lie. I'm not confident. First game of the season at home, new players, expectations high from Manchester point of view. They're going to be up for it proper.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cracker, absolute cracker.
I have to go with the boys, and then
Yeah.
Leeds against Everton.
Mate, I was gonna say Everton are away, but I'm looking forward to seeing Everton's new stadium. Jack Grealish there. Do you know what, Everton? They might be a little dark horse this year. Thinking about it. I'm gonna say Everton.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go draw on that one.
You're gonna draw. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go like a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's our prediction.